The sea doesn't ask permission. It splits open, and you are there, fully formed, fully perfect, standing on the crest of foam that smells of salt and iron. The sky above Olympus is the color of a bruise healing. And every god, every titan, every creature with eyes turns towards you. Not to greet you, to consume you. You haven't spoken a single word yet. And already, you belong to everyone but yourself. You don't have a childhood. You don't have a mother who braids your hair or a father who teaches you your name. You are born complete, which sounds like a gift until you realize what it actually means. It means there is no version of you that gets to be unfinished. No version of you that gets to be learning, stumbling, figuring it out. You arrive perfect. And the world immediately hands you a sentence for it. The other gods stare. Zeus stares longest. You feel the weight of that stare the way you'd feel a brand pressed in the skin, hot, specific, and permanent. You are not a person to them. You are an event. A disruption in the order of things. You smile because you already know, somehow in the marrow of whatever divine thing you're made of, that the smile is the armor and that you'll never be allowed to take it off. They call you Aphrodite, goddess of love, goddess of beauty, goddess of desire. 3 titles. Not one of them asks who you are. Love isn't soft. You learned this fast. Love is the thing that makes men start wars. Love is the thing that makes women tear each other apart. Love is the currency of Olympus, and you are the mint. Every prayer, every sacrifice, every desperate human on their knees in some crumbling temple, they're all reaching for you, reaching through you. You are the vessel, never the destination. The incense burns. The ambrosia is sweet and cloying at the back of your throat, the way sweetness always is when it never stops. Your wrists are ringed with gold. You tell yourself it's decoration. You will spend eternity pretending it isn't the first set of chains. They marry you to Hephaestus. Think about that. The goddess of beauty, chained in divine contract to the god of forges, soot-covered, limping, brilliant in ways no one bothers to acknowledge because they're too busy looking at you. It isn't cruel by accident. It is arranged this way with precision. Zeus doesn't want competition. He needs the most dangerous thing on Olympus neutralized. And what neutralizes a woman more efficiently than a husband? She didn't choose. The forge god's home smells of sulfur and hot metal. You sit in rooms built from volcanic stone and try to remember what the sea air tasted like the morning you were born. Hephaestus doesn't speak much. When he does, he speaks about angles and metal and heat distribution. He never once asks what it feels like to be you. You almost respect that. Almost. But the silence is its own kind of cage. And you are learning, slowly, bitterly, that every room on Olympus was built with a lock on the outside of your door. You turn to Ares because he at least looks at you like a person. He's wrong and dangerous and loud and everything Olympus pretends to disapprove of while secretly worshiping. And for a moment, one thin, desperate moment, it feels like choice. Like you chose something for yourself. You didn't. Ares wants a trophy. He wants the face they all want pressed against his chest so other gods can see it and feel the particular misery of wanting what he has. You are not a lover to him. You are a conquest. Hephaestus catches you, builds a net of impossible chains. Of course he does. He builds everything that traps you and drags the moment into public spectacle. Every god watching. Laughing. Some with hunger. Some with pity. none with understanding. You stand in that net and you feel it clearly for the first time. There is no version of this life where you are free. Affairs are not doors. They are just different rooms in the same prison. They start sending you to do work. Hera needs someone made jealous. You handle it. Zeus needs a mortal humbled. You handle that too. The wars, the feuds, the collapsed kingdoms, there is almost always a thread, and that thread almost always leads back to your name. Helen, Troy. 10 years of fire and bodies stacked like grain. All because someone wanted you, and you were the thing they used to broker it. You didn't start that war. You were the currency of it. There is a difference. No one cares about the difference. You feel the weight of Troy in your jaw, in the tightness behind your eyes. Thousands dead. Cities made to ash. And somewhere, a poet will write it all down, and your name will be the footnote. The beautiful cause. Never the suffering witness. The gold cuffs on your wrists are heavier today. You don't take them off. The mortals begin to worship younger faces. You feel it before you see it, the way a storm pressure drops before the lightning. The prayers shift slightly. The temples request younger iconography. A sculptor in Athens carves you, and you stand behind him, invisible, divine, and watch him shave 5 years off your jaw. He thinks he's flattering you. He is terrifying you. You were born from the sea, complete, untouched, unchanging. You should not be capable of this fear. But Olympus runs on relevance, and relevance runs on want. And want is the most fickle god of all. You check yourself in mirrors made from still water. You catalog, analyze. The pressure of perfection from the outside is one thing, but the pressure from the inside, the voice that says, hold it together, hold the image, don't let them see anything other than radiance, that voice never rests. Never. You haven't slept without that voice in 10,000 years. Adonis. You let yourself forget for a season. He is young and warm and mortal, which means temporary. And something about the temporary makes it feel almost real, almost human. You let your hands tremble slightly in his presence. You let yourself want something that isn't strategic. He dies. A boar. A hunt. Blood on white flowers. You grieve, and the grief surprises you with how physical it is. Like something ancient cracking open. Persephone takes half of him. Even in this, you must share. Even in heartbreak, there are rules. You transform his blood into anemones because that is what goddesses do. They transform the unbearable into something decorative and move on. You press the feeling back down. You rebuild the armor. You tell yourself this is strength. You know, somewhere in the cold center of yourself, that it is surrender.
Eons pass. The names of the mortals blur. The wars blur. The prayers blur into one long, identical sound. Give us love, give us beauty, make them want us, make us wanted, and you answer every single one. Because that is what you are for. Not happiness, not peace, desire. The sharp, destabilizing, ruinous variety. The kind that makes men betray their brothers and women abandon their children and kings burn everything they built. You are the origin point of all of it. The golden noose they all put on themselves willingly, joyfully, singing your name as it tightens. And you wear a matching one. That's the part they never carve into the temples. The goddess of love. The real one, the one standing behind the marble idol. She is exhausted. She smells of ambrosia and something colder underneath, something like iron, like the blood of the sea that made her. Her gold jewelry hasn't come off in 1,000 years because the skin underneath has grown around it. She no longer remembers which parts of her face are real and which are performance. She maintains the smile. She always maintains the smile. You are standing at the edge of the water. The same gray-green depth that split open all those ages ago and produced you, fully formed, like a sentence that didn't need a beginning. The sea doesn't acknowledge you. The sea doesn't acknowledge anything that used to bother you. Now you envy it. And then you see it. Movement in the foam. Something forming, slowly, inevitably, the way all terrible beautiful things form. A shape. A face. Perfect, of course. It was always going to be perfect. The sea doesn't know how to make anything else. She rises slowly. Eyes full of the morning. Full of the specific, devastating hope that only exists before you know what the world is. She looks at Olympus, and she sees possibility. She looks at you, and she doesn't know you. Doesn't recognize what she's looking at. Doesn't understand that you are the road map of everything waiting for her. She smiles. You remember that smile. You wore it once, for approximately 1 moment, before the first prayer arrived and the first chain was fitted to your wrist, and the first war began in the sound of your name. You step aside. Because this is the job. This has always been the job. Not to be loved. Not to be understood. Not to escape. To be replaced, endlessly, by the next perfect face that the sea spits up, each one believing she is the first, each one learning the same lesson in the same order, each one maintaining the smile until the smile is all that's left. The sea closes behind her. The gold around your wrists catches the light. You were never free. You were just early.